Economics and finance, then, are two separate fields entirely. Over on the left, we have the field of economics. On the right, the field of finance. I'm going to go through some of the features at the individual level and the aggregate level. On the left, the motivation is the only thing that's identical. People are trying to survive and succeed in both realms. But from there on, it's different. The participants in economics are producers and consumers. In finance, they are investors, one group. In economics, the consumer's orientation is towards one's own values. In finance, it's to others' values. This makes the decisions independent in economics, but dependent in finance. The context is one of knowledge and certainty in economics, and ignorance and uncertainty in finance. Now, the means people use in economics is thoughtful maximizing of utility of their money. The means over in finance is herding, completely different approach. The state is conscious, mostly conscious, in economic realm. In the financial realm, it's mostly unconscious. The mechanism people use is reason in economics. It's impulsion and rationalization in finance. The ultimate result in economics is survival and success. The ultimate result in finance is losses and failure. And if people haven't met it yet, they will. At the aggregate level, we have still extreme dichotomies between the two fields. There's rational valuation in the whole field of economics, but over in finance, we have pre-rational impulsive valuation. We have objective values in economics. We have subjective values in finance. Equilibrium and mean reversion are common in economics. Nothing but dynamism over in the financial side. Price regulates demand in the economic realm. Demand regulates price in the financial realm. The constraint is the invisible hand in economics. It's the wave principle in finance. And finally, the product is prosperity and stability in economics, and boom and bust at all degrees in finance. These two coexisting worlds are what make our society so interesting to live in. You've got economics trying to help us prosper and survive and be happy, and we've got the financial boom and bust, the herding that's going on that's creating booms and busts and creating all the miseries and all the relations that we feel. I think these two sides come all the way down. This dichotomy comes all the way down to biology. People are using the forebrain, the forward part of the brain in the economic context for the most part, not entirely. When a 65-year-old man buys a near Jaguar with the top down, that's not necessarily rational. But for the most part in economics, people are making mostly rational decisions and using this part of the brain. When they are in a state of uncertainty, they start defaulting to this part of the brain back here. And that part of the brain is screaming deafeningly loud, follow the herd. Now, a context can actually change a market from economic to financial. For example, housing is just a good, it's a consumption item. In a free market, prices normally follow the laws of economics. But when government provided unlimited credit, removing the constraint on prices, housing suddenly became viewed as investments. People would buy a second home, a third home, a condo, another condo. Why? Oh, we're going to make money, it's an investment. So what did we get? We didn't get the usual stable economic market. We got a boom and a bust because people changed their orientation in their minds from one type to another. The efficient market hypothesis asserts that economic laws rule finance. And what I would like to propose is that the socionomic theory of finance says that financial laws govern finance, and they're different. So we have two contrasting models. On the left, we've got the efficient market hypothesis. On the right, we have socionomic theory of finance. Two different ways of looking at the financial world. Technicians are much more allied to this theory than to this theory. Let's quickly go down them. EMH people say that objective, conscious, rational decisions to maximize utility determine financial values. And we say no, subjective, unconscious, pre-rational impulses to herd determine financial values. They say financial markets tend toward equilibrium and revert to the mean. We say financial markets are dynamic and do not revert to anything. Number three, investors in financial markets typically use information to reason. That's the whole basis of EMH. We say no. Investors in financial markets typically use information to rationalize mood-induced imperatives. Number four, investors' decisions are based on knowledge and certainty. Does that sound like all the investors you know? We say no, investors' decisions are fraught with ignorance and uncertainty. Number 5, exogenous variables determine most investment decisions, and we say no. Endogenous social processes determine most investment decisions. They say, number 6, financial prices derive from individual decisions about value. We say no. Financial prices derive from trends in social mood. Number 7, financial price changes are essentially random. We say no. Financial prices adhere to an organizing principle at the aggregate level. They're somewhat predictable, which brings us to number 8. They say financial prices are unpredictable. The character of news is unpredictable. We say financial prices are probabilistically predictable. So is the character of news. Number 9, changing events, what we read in the newspaper, presage changes in the values of associated financial instruments. That's what's going to cause them to move. And we say, no, it's the opposite. Changing values of financial instruments presage changes in associated events. That's very tricky. Finally, there's the whole idea of EMH is they simply took the laws of economics and said, well, they apply to finance. Economic principles govern finance. And we say, no, socionomic principles govern finance. I think STF, just like EMH, is elegant and internally consistent. I also think, in contrast to EMH, that it's externally consistent. It's consistent with the data. Most fundamentals are results, not causes. The PE is not a cause of anything. It's the result of how people have priced stocks. Mood change is causal. It is also patterned, providing a basis for technical analysis. And I want to close by saying that technicians have always been right on the practical approach to markets. I think technicians are also right on the theoretic approach to markets. And knowing that, you should always be proud and stand tall for your profession, our profession. Thanks.